Hey, good morning. It's Saturday and it's 6:54, so it's a little bit past the 5 o'clock hour, but it's okay. It's Saturday, so it's Saturday. It's funny thing is, I saw some of my connections were up and early. I'm like, what time is it? We're like 10:30. So it's not too bad over there in New Zealand right now. Anyway, hope you're doing well. It is Saturday. I'm Greg Messer, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and here we talk about at the 5 a.m. Messer Scrum Show. We talk about Scrum and Agile in a tactical, practical way. Sometimes we deviate a little bit, kind of go off, talk about, but really it's about applying Scrum and Agile to all kinds of stuff, right? It ain't just IT. There's sometimes I talk about IT a lot. Oh, it's 6:55. It's my alarm telling me I gotta go take the kids to school, which I don't do anymore because we're here all the time. Anyway, we just try to do work in a lean fashion so we're not working all the time, and so you can crawl out of your cave during this epidemic and everything like that. And I did crawl out of my world yesterday and bought some more fortune cookies. See, we'll talk about that. Got fortune cookies. We'll open the whole box from scratch. We'll do a box opening. Woohoo! Anyway, so there's two things I wanted to talk about today. I didn't get to talk about data yesterday, so I want to talk about data and what the impact of that is on what people are seeing. And then also I want to talk about chess, the game of chess. And I had chess pieces. I do have chess pieces somewhere. I do. Anyway, but how what we do is more like a game of chess, and you got to think about it. So I'm going to start off with the data discussion. And I had my little whiteboard somewhere. Little guy. Ooh. Little whiteboard. And a blue pen. So what I was talking about yesterday is people putting stuff up on their screens, and the data was wrong, right? And I had a question from one of my friends who's also a connection, and they're asking about, well, what's the big deal for having the data wrong? But I want to show you what it is a big deal, and depending on your business, sometimes it's not. I will say when you look at my YouTube data is lagging, and I noticed that one system would track it at 7:30 a.m. every day, and another system would do something else. So there was a data lag between it. But then you also had to understand, because with Eddie's video, he's at 850,000 views on the one little 15-second video, and he's got over over 3,000 hours of viewing time on a 15-second video. It's crazy, isn't it? It's kind of nuts. But there was a data lag, and if I was like to bill my customer for how many views I helped them get in the social media, which I never do, some people would do. If you bill 1 second, it was like 50,000 or 100,000 views difference between the two. So you got to kind of understand what you're doing. And if you're in finance, there's overnight interest that you make on money. So depending where you took your snapshot during a day, you could have more or less money in the bank and get more or less money. So it does play a little bit. Plus, it's kind of wacky. It starts getting people to question your data and what you're displaying. So what I was looking at, and I just got an example because I was talking about the Johns Hopkins data, how in one screen it was one thing, and then on the same page, it would be off by at some point in time 10 or 20,000 people that were infected, and it's like, what's the big deal? So I'm going to talk about it on YouTube. So on YouTube, since we're doing YouTube, there's like 3 places to look at data. There's an overall analytics page. Okay, YouTube. So there was an overall analytics page. There is the actual video itself. It's actually the video listing. So this one lists all the videos you have, right? And then there was the video itself had its own little analytics just for one little page, which is cool. It's kind of neat how much they put into all that. They really go off their data. So what I found was, like, this for his little video would have 832,000 views. Okay, on the overall statistics, right? The listing one was 8,300 views. 833,000 views. And then the individual video was 8,340K. So there's no 2,000 videos. Now, is that really small? Yes, because we're talking hundreds of thousands of videos. So the margin of error where it was taking a snapshot and at what time was there. But it's always good to know when you take that time set. Because what was interesting, they also have a thing where they look back how much time. And if you don't know to adjust that, for example, on the screen, it was showing 577,000 views. And I'm like, why was it showing that? Because there's a different time gear on it. This one and this one show the lifetime. And this one had a variable. So you have to explain a lot of this stuff when you develop metrics and do things, because otherwise they're going to go, oh my, we only had 577. No, actually you had 834,000 views. That's just for the last 6 months or the last month or something. Right? So that just shows this last month of data, which was this number here. Right? So that's the last month, this 567, but over the lifetime was 34,000 views, right? So what does that mean? Well, it depends what you're doing. If you have a lot of money and you're doing nighttime interest, it's very important. If you are billing your customer for the number of views you got, it's very important. So this is a snapshot. So let's say you were charging a penny a view. How much is that? I don't know. With a penny times 2,000, right? So you would then charge them later on what it was. So if your data was off, my math is done. It's early. 0.01 times 2,000. Yeah, it's $20. $20 is a beer, man. A case of beer. I don't know. Nowadays it might be more. Who knows? But hey, it's a lot of money. That would be 1 penny, right? If you charge a penny per view, it's $20. So this is something to think about. And then the other thing is that it just starts questioning when all the timestamps are. And what I had with the John Hopkins data on the same screen, they had a timestamp. Awesome. Great to have a timestamp. Problem is that they would have two different numbers on the same screen with the same timestamp, which couldn't be true, right? One piece of data was taken at a different time or different interval versus another team. Maybe it was a different refresh rate. Maybe it was a different source. I don't know. But it just makes you wonder about which one's the more accurate one. It starts making the customer questioning the data. So maybe I went geeky on data. It's just one of those things when I go look at stuff and I get upset that when it's not working right. So the other thing I wrote on my book was about playing chess. And what we do in Scrum and how you think about it is really a chess game. It's not necessarily the move you're currently making in the current sprint. It's the move you make 2 or 3 moves down the line. And what I like to do, and we talked a lot about the other day about having a senior tech person or dominating people in the or conversation or whatever. And when I have that and I have a team, one of my things is I like to have my senior people who really got this and really can do all this stuff in 2 seconds work the chess game. Not the immediate game, but they work the chess game. The immediate game's a sprint. So what I encourage my senior tech people that are really good at this stuff is to help in the chess game. we build stories together to do what I call this tip of the spear, to go further past the team. Where do we need to go? Are there any experimental things that they may want to try before the team does to see, so that they can experiment with that areas? So there's ways of working with people who are really good and using their talents for helping the team as an overall progression. And I would use them like in a chess game. I go, I need you to be with the skill set you have, not just producing the normal day-to-day stuff. We need to put a couple stories in the backlog for you to work 2 or 3 moves ahead of the team. So a lot of times I get those senior technical people that are really good at what they do to plan out, experiment, to do spikes a couple moves ahead, and then present those in a retro or a sprint review to the team. It may not be a technical, it may not be a business review, but maybe a technical review. What kind of things did you find? And that's what I like about spikes. Spikes are like playing chess. Maybe that's why I like them, because I coach a local chess club for my kids' school. May have to do some virtual chess or something like that. And when we do it with a spike is like planning ahead. A spike is experimenting with something a couple moves ahead. It's not writing an analyst code or analysis. A spike, I think doing analysis work with a spike is a complete freaking waste. I'd rather have you write code. I'd rather have you write a little experimental piece of code that you can then demonstrate to the team to see if it worked or did not work in learning experiments. So that's how I wanted to talk about chess. Think of spikes. Think of your really good technical people that may dominate and intimidate the rest of the team. Use their skills to their advantage or to your team's advantages. Have them play a little game of chess. Work 2 or 3 moves ahead of the rest of the crew and bring that information to the team. Help guide that way, make the transition to producing more code, producing more product for the customer go a little more smoothly. Don't have them do analysis, and don't use spikes for just paper analysis. Just a couple things. Small little things we talked about, because we're at the 12:24 mark, so we only got 2.5 minutes. So with that, I have fortune cookies. I didn't want to do it. I was talking about doing one yesterday, and for lunch. But you know what? I didn't want to jinx the fortune cookie rules and open more than one fortune cookie in a day. I got cookies. Such a pretty box, and then they just got a bag. Oh well, and they're all individually wrapped, right? You can't even see. So now we're gonna do the fortune cookie. If I can open the bag up. Oh, I could. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do a gold one. Nah, maybe we'll save the gold one for next Friday. We'll do a silver one. We'll do silver. Maybe, you know what? Since we got a new bag, I'm gonna do a gold one. I don't know how many it says I got in here. It doesn't really tell you. I think it just measures it. 20 pieces. So I got 20 weeks of quarantine fortune cookies. 20 weeks. I got 20 pieces, 20 weeks. Unless the kids come in here and eat one. They might. So, fortune cookie. We're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! But we're doing it on Saturday. Okay. All right, Greg, you're nuts. All right. So, in the once sealed bag, done by the Agile accountants who want us to analyze all the velocities and make sure our velocities are going well and do all the number crunching and make sure you put those hours in your task so we can analyze how many hours you have rather than actually getting work done. Because I always tell people, you get the work done. Nobody gives a crap about hours. Just get it done. Okay, cookie. Brand new cookie. Let's see. Wow, these are a lot fancier. They're like little. I knew it was a fancy box. These cookies, it's like not the paper. It's really, you can't feel it. It's like really fancy. So these are long too. It's kind of like the online thing. Okay. An older's advice may not give solution at once, but a clear picture. Okay, that's just weird, man. Okay, you can't. Did you get that one? An older's advice may not give solution at once, but a clear picture. This talks about exactly what I just talked about. Now, this is not creepy, weird. I don't know. Think about it. We were talking about more senior people that are really good, or some people that are really good at the coding effort. And I said, do a spike or have them look in a chess game 2 or 3 moves ahead to help clear the path for the team. Oh my God. This is really weird. An older's advice may not give solution at once, but a clear picture. Having the older or someone who's done this and knows more about the capabilities real skillful. No, not to be older. Sometimes they're just really good. They can be really young and just kick everybody's tail in the coding world. Have them work 2 or 3 moves in front like a chess game. Or as the fortune cookie says, an older's advice may not give solution at once, but a clear picture. Maybe they'll help clear the picture how we want to code this and give you some thought process and how you want to tackle the next job that you want to do and tackle on. So that is creepy, weird, but I'm going with that. With that, thumbs up. We got thumbs up. Give a thumbs up on the video. Ring the bell so you get a notification when we go live. And we'll be here tomorrow, Sunday. And you have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And happy scrumming. And stay healthy out there, okay? Take care, everyone. Bye.